I was a crier when I was a child. Were you a crier?
Mm, I don't know. I was a bedwetter.
I know that I was a crier because when I was in kindergarten.
Yeah, I don't think I was a crier.
Well,
Like, not
okay,
like
so
the same level as you, anyways. I
so like oh, I forgot So like when I was in kindergarten,
yeah.
well, really it started in preschool, but I remember more in kindergarten. Oh, look, you can see the red hair now. Um,
Spicy. So you would cry every single day.
yeah, I would cry every single day because my mom, like I missed my mom when I was at school,
Yeah.
and like I specifically remembered like while I was just kind of sitting here, like I specifically remembered that like my mom would always be like, okay, but like, are you excited to go to school and be a big boy? And I just remember feeling like, no, I just like hanging out with you and like eating grilled cheese, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and just hanging out. And I was like, why can't we just do that all the time? And then it was just like such a like, I don't know. I feel like my parents were not very good at like preparing me to leave the house and go to school and stuff because like they wanted to do kind of like a like rip the band-aid off thing, but it was also like so abrupt
Mm-hmm.
that it was just like, okay, yeah, we get to hang out all the time and like you're safe because you're with your mom and your mom loves you, and then all of a sudden it was just like, all right, you're on your own,
Yeah,
have a good day at school.
you're like in this. You're in this small room. Well, it feels large. You're in this room that feels really large, but there's like 20 other kids in here, a whole new adult that you never met before, and you're just supposed to learn. Like, how am I supposed to sit here and learn when I'm just like going through the fact that like I don't get to see the same person that I like have been with all my whole life. Like, it's like so interesting. Like, it's almost like a culture shock. It's like it's an environmental. It's brand new to you, and it's not something that's just like easy to get overcome. And if you're not the first major change in your life, you don't like have that support. Like, that's hard, you know.
Yeah.
Whoa, that guy's scary. I don't. I remember going to kindergarten, and when I was going into kindergarten, I. Ooh. Sit. What happens if you sit?
It just doesn't work like Dark Souls.
Oh. When I went to kindergarten, I remember I was going to a new school. I didn't have like the uniforms yet. I don't remember if I was like sick on my first day or something, or if that was like a different memory that I'm like combining the two of them, but I do remember that I didn't have the uniform, so I was wearing like different pants. I was so anxious to go, like I was really nervous. And when I went, it was within the first week of school. That's when like people were like, your parents let you watch SpongeBob? Like, I add that I was at a Christian school.
It's so weird that like the kids at your school were like snobs about like your parents let you do that. Like it was like completely the opposite with like regular public school. It's like, well, you're not allowed to watch Family Guy, fucking weirdo. You know?
Yeah.
It's like the exact opposite.
I really felt like, what do you mean? Like, I'm just a kid. Like I remember feeling like that. Like, it's not my fault.
Yeah, well, it's like it's not my fault that my parents let me do something. What the hell?
And it's also like not your place to fucking judge me. But as an adult, looking back on that moment, it was a direct reflection of the way their parents were raising them.
Yeah.
And like that's what makes it sadder, that is like honestly kind of common in Christian households that are like devout, hardcore Christians. Whatever. I don't fucking care. But you know what I mean? Like, it's just like kind of BS. But I remember like being kind of like bullied my entire school year, like
Mhm.
kid school year. No, I'm saying the wrong words, but like
Kindergarten?
no, like through
Elementary school?
yeah. Yeah. In middle school it was in a different way, but you just like you wouldn't expect like putting your kid in a Christian school and then them getting bullied,
Mhm.
because that's not like the standards the religion upholds. And but like the reality of it is that, I know it sounds so cringy, but like people say now, like there's nothing, like there's, I don't know, like there's, I don't know, I can't say it right, but
What are
like
you saying?
it's like the words of like there's no bigger, there's nothing,
Buddy, spit it out.
I don't know how to say it. It's basically along the lines that like like the way that Christians choose to show their love is really by being hateful, or that
Why are we Christian bashing right now?
I mean
This is not where I expected the Bloodborne.
I'm not
to
Christian
go.
bashing. I'm just saying that like if if someone is listening to this and they're a Christian and you're feeling like angry at what I'm saying, like maybe you need to sit down and like have a real conversation with yourself and reevaluate and like what
If you're a
specific
Christian and
things
you're
triggered
watching,
you.
hit
know
the
what I
like
mean?
button,
No.
subscribe,
No.
leave a comment.
I don't freaking care what your religion is.
Okay, but I do and it's my channel. So,
You
If
care
you're-
what people's religions are?
if you're a Christian, no, I don't want to offend anyone. So if you're a Christian and you're listening, leave a like. Tell us your favorite Bible verse in the comments.
It's so invalidating, but thank you.
Invalidating.
Yeah.
But I don't need to validate you. It's a let's play. We're just trying to have a little bit of fun here.
Yeah, I was having fun.
Okay, but Christian people who are watching might not be.
For
Oh, this is so awkward.
hearing the realistic truth of
Okay, but a let's play is not where you go to be preached to about certain, I don't know, things that you do when you're a Christian. I don't know, man.
I wasn't talking about being a
This
Christian.
is just supposed to be fun.
I was talking about my personal experience, buddy.
I understand, but also we're just supposed to be having fun. Let's just have fun.
Okay.
So, when you were a kid, what was your favorite show?
On like what channel?
Your favorite show
On what channel?
out of all the channels?
Nim's Island.
A TV show.
Nim's Island.
That wasn't a TV show.
I know.
Come on, man.
It was my favorite movie. It's like the only thing I ever watched.
You didn't watch TV?
I like vividly remember iCarly. Well, the TV would, you ask me as if I had control over what was on the TV.
Okay, so your answer is you had a messed up childhood. I don't know what my favorite show was when I was a child, to be honest. Oh, the R2 button on my controller is like messed up.
Very well.
Oops. What should I go with actually? I'll go with skill. Man.
I like the red hair.
Yeah, so I thought of red hair when you said you wanted her name to be Aunt Flo. So I was like, I'm gonna do red hair, and then I made her name Clitoris, and then during your period, your clitoris might get red, possibly, right?
Depending on what method of
It's possible though, right?
it's yes,
So?
it's possible.
So there you go. Man, this is awkward.
Why is it awkward?
You know why it's awkward.
I don't feel awkward.
Yes, you do.
I don't feel
Well,
awkward.
Okay, you don't feel awkward, you feel angry, which
No,
is making it awkward.
No, I don't feel angry.
Feel frustrated.
I feel like that I would probably benefit from the type of therapy I'm trying to seek out currently. I don't know, I'm just having more of like a sad realization that talking about my childhood like is always sad, and like it's never like it's not really a positive thing to talk about. So like just don't ask me anything about my childhood.
All right.
You know what I mean? Because it's just like my experience is like negative, so everything I'm gonna have to say about it is gonna be negative, and you're gonna get annoyed with it. So we don't have to talk about childhoods.
Well, what's a funny story that's happened to you that wasn't in your fucked up childhood?
I'm thinking.
Has anything funny ever happened to you? Wait, does this work or do I need to use the thing? Oh shit, I got it away.
I mean, the way we met was kind of funny. No, it wasn't. I don't know. Like, I have a lot
funny's
of...
ever happened to you?
I have a lot of laughs. I don't know, buddy. I can't really think of anything.
Maybe that goes back to you not being a comedian as a child, the way that I was.
You have funny things? Like, okay, so the way that when we were in Chicago and you and John, your friend John, were sitting on the bed, like, talking about stories that you, like, remember, like, I don't have that. Like, my brain doesn't... I can't think of anything like that. Like...
I feel like it's different when it's, like, when you're with your friends, though. Because, like, being around certain people will just, like, bring you back to a certain time. Like, because, like, when I'm around John, I just remember, like, the funny shit that happened when we were in middle school or, like, high school and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you were around, like, your friends from high school, you would probably, like, remember some funny memories. I think.
High school?
Well, okay, yeah. Well, if you...
Middle school.
If you went back to, like, some friends that you had during a certain time of your life that wasn't shit, you would remember, like, funny times, you know?
Yeah, probably.
Well, and I've even seen it, like, when you've, like, caught up with an old friend,
Mm-hmm.
you've been like, remember this thing? And then they'd be like, yeah, and then you'd laugh about that. Like, that's just how it is. Like, it's just stuff that, like, you won't always remember. Like, you won't always just be able to call back a funny memory. But when you're around certain people, it'll bring it back.
I'd say that's accurate.
Yeah.
I was just watching Kill That.
Kill him by putting my fist up his
Bum.
buttocks.
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 Bosom.